We all know that these are unprecedented times, and this is the new normal. And the most important thing that I always tell people that I mentor is just know when it's time for you to, switch it up into what it is right now. So the reality right now for the fashion industry is we were really it. It was really bad because, our outfits and what we do has a lot to do with people going to parties and events and outings and all of that. And of course, that was totally off. So we now had to look at ways to reinvent ourselves, and we push ourselves into the field. And so basically, a lot of us went into easy to wear, ready to wear, just easy breezy and all of that. And the people that have been able to stay afloat are people who could easily and just say, you know what, this is what it is. This is the reality. What is it that I can do right now? And, in this kind of time, we can't be rigid. The most important thing is this is where we are. How can we still serve our clients? So initially I thought, oh, people were not buying, and I was a bit skeptical about, making even ready to wear because, I feel everybody is thinking about safety first and we're not going anywhere. But I said, let me give it a try. That was like the third week. And I said, you know what, let me just give it a try. And the feedback and the buying power has been really amazing. You'd be shocked that people are still buying. But what are they buying? That's the question. You have to be giving your clients what they need based on what is going on in the society right now. So that's where we are.
Okay, so what are the lessons that we can learn from our experiences so far since March, since the lockdown? What are the major lessons?
I basically, a lot has happened. When we all said Happy New Year this year, we didn't see this coming at all. We all had a lot of plans for the year. We had so many things we wanted to do. But, we are where we are right now. And so I learned a couple of lessons, of course. I learned, that one has to save our head for times like this. And that is one of the reasons that we are still able to stay afloat. I always encourage people because, I have empowerment classes and mentorship classes. And what I always encourage people to do is, make sure that they're not dipping their hands into their business money. A lot of us, even in the fashion industry, we don't know how to separate our personal money from our business money. And so when everything comes, you just dip your hand into it and you spend. And again, for people in the fashion industry, one issue that we have is when you see a fabric that you like, you go to the market and you see a fabric that you like, you just start buying and stocking up and buying. And when you look at the things you have, you'll be shocked that, oh my God, you're just tying capital down. So, I always encourage people that make sure you reduce all the things you buy. And that was before all of this happened. That was before COVID. So there are a lot of lessons to be learned here. It's important that you save. It's important that you're ready. You're not rigid. When things happen, how fast can you quickly come up with something else? Because I see a lot of people are really affected by this. Don't get me wrong. We're all affected. But from COVID, I've been able to carve another niche for myself that I now see that I've actually been missing out. So aside from the fact that, yes, there's COVID, people are dying, people are not feeling well, there's the scare and all of that, I can say that this period I've learned a lot and I've actually made even a lot, and I've been able to reinvent myself to see the places that I should have been looking at initially. But because I'm always so busy with all the Owambes and parties and evening dresses, I haven't actually had time to focus on ready to wear, easy to wear. So, but right now, that's what we're doing. And even when all this is over, when we get back to the new normal, I'm definitely not leaving this niche. I am definitely. So the question is, whatever field people are, they always have to be willing to say, you know what, retrace your step, go back to your drawing board, and say to myself, okay, this is where we are right now. What can I do? How can I still serve people? One other thing that I learned is having a good relationship with clients is one thing that I do not take for granted. And even when everyone is going, gaga about what is going on, you will still have some loyal people that will always stay with you and say, you know what? I've had clients say to me, how are you coping this period? What can I buy? How can I help? And you'll be amazed. I'm worried about, stay safe, stay healthy, and all of that. And people are worried about me and saying, are you paying for your staff? Are you coping? What do you have that we can wear even during this period to make sure that you stay afloat? So having a good customer relationship, for me, my clients are not just clients, they're family. I care about them. I care about their well-being, their family, their health, and I make sure that I have a good communication skill with them. So that's one other thing that I encourage people to do. It's not always about come and buy, bring your money and all of that. It's also about what value are you giving your client. And during this period, it really showed who has a strong client relationship, Yeah. It's really critical, yeah. So
I've also followed the growth of your business, and I've seen how you've moved from face to face and all that. Can you share with us the steps and the progress that you've made and how you've veered out into other areas and all of that?
Yeah. Okay, so before now, when I go back to Nigeria, I worked with a couple of companies. I worked in the PR field. I worked with Academia in the PR field, and I worked in accounts like MTN, Unilever, and all of that. And then I moved to Kumbo Mudukwe, where I did events. So this has always been my field, but I knew that I had passion for events and fashion. So when I was going to leave my working job, I said to myself, my paying job, I said to myself, what can I do? For events, I used to travel a lot. And because I was, trying to start a family, I said to myself, I don't want to do something that I have to be traveling a lot and all of that. So I started the fashion. I didn't have a mentor or a friend or anybody that was, we didn't really have social media like that. So, and I started over 5 years ago now. So, in case it goes off, they're going to put on the gender, light just went up. So, I'll just keep going, yeah. So, I didn't have the mentors and people I could run to for all of that. And so, I had to mentor myself. I had to groom myself. I had to do a lot of study. And, the mistake a lot of us do it when we want to start something, we rush into it. Yeah. And then we learn on the job and we now make a lot of mistakes. So what I did was I didn't know where to source for fabrics and all of that. What I did first was I went to someone who made clothes and I said, you know what, even when I start my fashion business, I'm not going to be the one sewing. I'm going to employ people. But then I need to have the basic knowledge. I don't want to start a business and then if somebody doesn't come to work, I'm stranded. I want to have the basic knowledge. I want to be able to make everything and also learn on the job. So, I went there and they were shocked, like, you came here. And the place I really went to learn was like inner circle of, where people are sewing different things. And when I get there, the way I would just deep dive into it. And, even my husband would look at me like, if you want to do something, nobody can stop you because people would think that I will go to the high-end places to learn.
Yeah.
But I wanted to learn where, they are doing it raw, where I can talk to them, have proper communication. So I took like 3 months. I did the learning. And then I said, okay, where am I going to get the fabrics? I started checking online. And the first set of fabrics that I bought them on Alibaba.
Okay.
I didn't know anybody. And it was so strange because when I was buying, of course, I'd done a lot of reading and then I checked reviews, to be sure that I was dealing with people that are legit. But then it wasn't like I knew them. So I was taking a risk. I was taking a chance, but I was willing to. And, you know, I bought the first set. When it came in, I was wild. But before it came in, I had a lot of panic attack because, you know, one would think that I would go ahead and buy just one or two pieces, but I bought a lot. And my husband was like, why not try one or two? What if, you know, it's a scam or something? But then, lucky for me, it came in. And then I knew that I wanted to have my own shoe brand, my own shoe and purse, you know, bridal sets brand. And so I started doing research. So a lot of research went into what I did, basically getting information. So I encourage you, before you go ahead and start something, make sure you know what you're going into. I can see any Chen in the building. Hello, Queen Mother. Yes, Mama. So I went ahead, I learned, and, you know, I just made sure that I filled my head with everything I wanted to do. Of course, I made a lot of mistakes along the line because I didn't have someone I could run to or someone who could tell me, you know what, don't do it like this, don't do it like that. But the journey has been so amazing because when I started with selling fabrics, and then I went ahead, you know, I started selling fabrics.
Was that deliberate? Starting with selling fabrics, was it deliberate? Was it like a stopgap before you? Okay.
Yeah, so it was deliberate. I wanted to make clothes, but then I said to myself, I don't have clients. I don't have people. I don't even have people that I can go to say, you know what, I'm starting a business. Back then, I used to feel people that are selling fabrics are older people. So I didn't have age groups in my group, you know, that can say, you know, this is what I want to do. And the fabrics that I'm selling, a lot of my friends cannot actually even buy it. So I was stuck with, you know what, let me just start. And then I'll put it at the back of my car. If I go to the salon and, you know, I'll just make it. I would go to the salon and people will say, oh, I like what you're putting on. I'll say, oh, I sell the fabric and I can make it. So it all started. I didn't start with having a shop. But people felt like, a lot of people think that I started with the shop. I started from the boots of my car and one room inside my house. And because I had a good support system, you know, it would give me all the support that I really needed. And so I started, and when I started my store, I remember very well when I was setting up my store. It was so scanty, and I would never forget a woman that came in and said, oh, your shop is so scanty. I'm not sure I can shop here. I was literally crying like, God, she has no idea how much I've spent on this place. And, you know, the truth is, in life, people will try to stop you. People will try to make you feel like you're not doing enough. And that's why I have a mentorship class where I encourage, and because I didn't have a lot of support from people. And it wasn't intentional. I just didn't have people enough around me. You know, I didn't go to university here. And so I didn't have friends in my circle who want Ashwebi and all of that. And I saw that I had quite a bit of challenge there because a lot of people that are my mates that are into this business have a lot of friends in their circle where, oh, I'm getting married. Of course, you're doing my Ashwebi. So I didn't have a lot of that. And so starting was quite tough. But from the first month that I started, it just started kicking. And then people will come and say, oh, I love your fabric, but I'm scared because your fabric isn't cheap. And then I don't want to give it to a designer that would destroy the fabric because they don't know the worth of the fabric. And so the moment we started and people started knowing us for luxury, exclusive, beautiful fabrics, bridal fabrics, people will now come and say, you know what, can you make it? So everything was in stages. So that's why I encourage people that don't dabble into everything at the same time. Because even though when I started, I'd already bought my sewing machine. But I didn't go out there and employ people knowing that I didn't even have clients yet.